So in elapsed time, we are going to find out the difference in time to find out how much time is spent on an activity and how long it is. We're going to use a few techniques. The first one will be the number line that will help us identify the elapsed time. So first thing we need to do is find the time on the number line. So every time there is a jump on our number line, 10 minutes pass. And I know this because they gave us a clue here. So the first one was 10 minutes. So 10 and let's see here who's going to help me with this. Yusuf, what's 20 plus 10? Fahad, what about Fahad? Fahad, what's 20 plus 10?
30.
30. So we know that here it is 30 minutes after 4. So please write the answer. Another 10 minutes pass. So Fahad, 30 plus 10 again.
30 plus 10, 40.
40. So we will write 440. So notice here how many times 10 is added. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I need to add 10 another time. Fahad, last one. 40 plus 10 again.
Huh?
40 plus 10.
50.
50. Thank you. So I'm going to put 50 minutes after 4. Then I'm adding 1 plus 1 plus 1. And why am I doing this? Because the ending time here is 4:50. Notice how I'm going to highlight it for you guys so you can see it. 4:53 is the ending time and the starting time was 4:10. So from 4:10 to 4:53, we're using a number line to find how long or how many minutes passed from the beginning till the end. So we're adding here 1 minute. Let me use a blue marker so you can see better. 1 minute and another minute. So 4:51 will become 52. And last one, 53. So using the number line, we have to add all the numbers. Yazan. After I add all the numbers, what do you think the answer will be for this part?
43.
43. Excellent. 43, because I have 4 10s and 3 1s. So 43 is the elapsed time. So if you ask me how long was the activity, I will tell you 43 minutes. So the elapsed time from 4:10 p.m. to 4:53 p.m. is 43 minutes. Thank you, Izan. So the movie lasted 43 minutes. So how long was the movie? The movie was 43 minutes because it started at 10 minutes after 4 or 4:10 and it ended 53 minutes after 4 or 4:53. Okay? Other than the number line, there are different ways for us to calculate or find the elapsed time for an activity. So again, if the start time was 4:10 and the end time was 4:53, we are going to use an analog clock. Analog clock is like a picture clock to help us identify the time. So we are going to count the minutes by counting on by 5. So we're going to count by 5s here to find out the elapsed time. Wes, can you help me count by 5s here?
Yeah.
So what comes after 10?
After 10, 15.
Next.
15, 20,
Next.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
So notice how after 40 we are going to start counting by ones because only minutes are passing. So what comes after 41?
42, 43.
42 and 43. So what is the elapsed time here?
What?
What's the elapsed time? Elapsed time.
43.
43. Excellent word. And so we can use a clock to find elapsed time. We can use a number line to find elapsed time, and we can also use subtraction. Izzat, what was the end time for the activity?
43.
The end time, not the elapsed time. End time for the activity.
43.
Look at the end time here. This is the end time.
4 and 10 minutes.
4 and 10 minutes after 4 was the start time. What's the end time?
The end time is 11.
Here, as that here.
Well, just a minute. Where? Miss, where is it here?
Do you see the screen?
Yes, 4 at 35 minutes.
53, right?
53, yes.
Yeah, be careful. So I'm going to put the end time first. So if you use the subtraction first, you always have to put the end time first. And then I will put the start time. And Izzat, what's the start time?
4 and 10 minutes.
4 and 10 minutes. So 3 minus 0 we know is?
3.
And 5 minus 1?
4.
4. So this is how we can use subtraction to find the elapsed time. Thank you, Izzat. So we have 3 ways here: number line, using a clock, and using subtraction. And you should be able to know how to use all the methods. So you can test them, and then whichever one you find easier, you can use the easiest one. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next part. Minutes. The end time is 30 minutes after 10. So we want to find the elapsed time, or how many minutes passed between the beginning and the end. So to use the number line here, we start with 10:05 or 5 minutes after 10, and we end with 30 minutes after 10. So we can count by 5s here because the number here is 5. So if I say 10 and here 5 minutes, so that means it's going to be 10, 10. So now that it's a 10, we can continue and count by 10s. So if I jump and add a 10 here, it will be 10, 20, or 20 minutes after 10. And I will need another 10 because I know that 20 plus 10 is 30. So in step 2, they say add to find the total minutes from 10:05 or 5 minutes after 10 to 10:30 or 30 minutes after 10. So from 10 and 5 minutes a.m. to 10:30, we know is, if we count it, 10, 20, 25. So we need to count the numbers on top of the jump. So the elapsed time is 25. So this is using the number line. The other way is using the subtraction, and notice here how first we need to put the end time and then we put the start time. Notice how sometimes we need to borrow. So if it's a 0, we put 10, and the 3 becomes a 2 because we're borrowing from it. So 10 minus 5 is 5, and 2 minus 0 is 2. So the answer is the same. So if you finished writing the answer, please start with page 417. You will have 10 minutes. So until 2:05, 5 minutes after 2, you will have the time to solve. And then, okay, guys, so let's start correcting here. Rana, can you help us with the first one?
Yeah.
What did you do for the first one? How did you do it?
The first one, I do on the number line. The first one,
So what did you put in the last dot in the number line?
155.
So the end time should be the last dot all the time. Remember that. End time should be the last thing you put. So you have to see what the end time is, and then according to that, you will put the last dot. So did you count by 5s or 10s here?
5.
Okay, so when I can add 5 here, so I will say 5 minutes. And when you added 5 minutes, what was the time?
The time was 2 minutes.
15 plus 5, Rena.
15 plus 5. 55.
15 plus 5. Try again. 15. 15 plus 5.
55.
15. This is 15, Rena. This is 15.
Oh.
What's
20.
15? Yes, 20. So it will be 1:20, 20 minutes after 1. And then I will start adding by 10 because I have 0 in the ones. When I have 0 in the ones on both sides, I can start adding by 10.
30.
So 20 plus 10 is?
20 plus 10, 30.
30, so it will be 30. So to reach 40, how much do I need to add?
5.
From 30 to 40.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, 10, like you said.
10.
So 10 minutes. So 10 plus 10 plus 5 is?
Oh, 25.
25. Good job. 25 is our correct answer. Thank you, Rena.
No.
Azzat, can you help me with the next one?
Yes.
So what do I put here in the beginning?
11 and 34. The first we add 9 minutes,
And
then 10 minutes.
so before adding the 9 minutes, let's try to make it easier for our friends here, okay? So let's start by adding 10s like we did in the first example. So if I added 10 here, 10 minutes, 35 plus 10 is going to be?
11 and 45.
11:45. So wait, let me try to make it bigger here. It will be what?
It will be 11 and 50. So we're gonna add another 4. But like, I mean, if we only 9 immediately, it will be better.
If it's easier for you, keep it 9, but not everyone will be able to see that it's 9. So sometimes it's better to divide it.
Okay.
You did a good job, though. Okay, what about number 3? Fahad, for number 3, it's the start time is at 20 minutes, right?
But
So here we need to add by 5. So what's after 20? Fahad?
after 20,
Add by 5.
25,
25. What about the next one?
30,
Next.
5,
Next.
40,
40, and then
45,
then
50,
then
55,
55, and last one is
60.
60. Thank you, Fed. So when I reach 60, I know that it's 0, 0 again. So 0, 0 is kind of like saying 460. Because a full hour chain is here, so a full hour passed, instead of saying 4 and 60 minutes, we will begin with a new hour, which is 5 o'clock in this case. How many times did we have to add here, Fahad?
How many times have to add by?
So we did 10, 20, 30, 40. So the answer will be 40 minutes, because this is how much we jumped. So it's kind of like a number line, but it's around the clock. You still have to count your jumps. So I want you guys to take a picture for the rest of the page so I can correct it for you. And for this page, 417, you can send it on Class Dojo so I can correct the independent work.